I had everything you could imagine. My own apartment, my own car, a good paying job, and, you know, I lived in a decent area, a brand new building, my own place, and I gave up everything. Sold all my furniture. I even sold my car to become a digital nomad and travel the world. Now, even though I made that incredibly huge decision, I made that decision after 1 year. Like literally 14 months of having a great job, my own apartment, no roommates, had everything I've ever wanted in my life. And I let it all go just to live my life as a digital nomad, traveling from different countries around the world and being location independent. I was a digital nomad for about 2 years now. And I always get thoughts in my mind about, I think I just ruined my life. I had my own apartment. It was peaceful, clean, quiet, amazing. I had a patio and everything. The only thing I was missing was cats. I love cats. I haven't got a chance to have my own. But just having your own space was great. Now, it's a great feeling. It's a wonderful experience because you get to know more about yourself and what you like, what you dislike. At the same time, it gets lonely. It gets even lonelier. You're more lonely as a digital nomad because you're by yourself. You're location independent. So you're just bopping around, you go to different countries, you stay there for as long as you can, and then you move on to the next. You're by yourself. And you realize your relatives and friends back at home, they move on. They just forget about you. And you're forgotten about. Like that tends to happen when you live this life. I've done it for 2 years and I realized I don't think this is for me. I like to have a steady income. I like to have a routine, exercise, work out, take care of my health, have my, checkups, making sure I'm okay. I gave it all up because I wanted to see the world. I wanted to experience that. I've been working since I was 14 years old and I've never had the opportunity to travel as much as I did now. I wanted that experience. I felt like it was just something I wanted to do. I wanted to experience. After my girls' trip to Italy back in 2022 in April, I had a great time. I felt a sense of confidence, more confident just being outside of the US. And I loved it. It was a great feeling. And I'm the type of person to make decisions before I don't make it at all, or I begin to look for other people's opinions to influence to make that decision certain. And I said to myself, I don't need to do that. I know exactly what I want. This makes me happy. Why not? So I did it. Sold all of my furniture, sold my car, my very first car, fully paid off. I'm a good girl. And I started living abroad. I started in Europe, went to Central and South America. I did Africa, Southeast Asia. I did it all. And I don't regret it. I don't regret it at all. But now that I'm currently still nomadic, technically, no longer have a full-time job, I don't have my own place anymore, I'm starting to regret that decision, not keeping my home, not keeping my furniture, because I realize I like having a home base. I didn't think about that when I made that decision. I just thought, well, I'm looking at all these influencers selling all their stuff, traveling, living in Mexico, Thailand, all these different countries. I want to experience that. I did my due diligence. I've done my research. I've asked around the people that have traveled a lot longer than I have, and I did it. But then I realized, as I was being, traveling abroad, I didn't have a place to call home anymore. I didn't have that, I can't wait to be in my bed. I can't wait to be in my own space. Like, having all my things around, just me. I let it all go. And every time I think about that, I really feel like I destroyed my life because I've given up everything to have a different experience in my life. Now, I'm pretty sure you're thinking maybe, if you need a home, you can go back to family, friends. Now, I've done that in the beginning, and it didn't work out. Because think about it. People aren't used to you not being around. People aren't used to having their own space. So when they have to host you, it's almost like you're a burden to them. And then you get that feeling of, oh, I'm not wanted here, or they don't want me here, so they're going to treat me a certain way so they can have their space. But they can't say that because they don't want to come off as a bad person and stuff. But energy doesn't lie. And, you have to take things for what it is. And I feel like I've learned so much about people. I've changed so much. My mindset is so different. My character is different. And I've changed so much. So I really think I needed to do this, to learn more about myself, to see how I need to have a relationship with certain people in my life. I was there for many people my entire life. And it just came to this instance where I felt like, okay, well, hey, can you help me out? And guess what? No one was there for me. And not having support, not having help can kill you. It can crush you. And that's how I feel at the moment. Because I don't have anyone to count on, of, hey, you can just, stay here, do what you got to do. I can't do that. I can't. No one was willing to do that for me. And they're not obligated to do so. So I said, this is my life. At the end of the day, no one cares. No one cares about you. You have to take care of you. You understand? Unless you're married, you have very close and loving family and friends, then God bless you. You're very lucky. Unfortunately, I'm not that lucky when it comes to that, and it really sucks because I'm very social. I'm a people person. But unfortunately, when you change as a person, when you begin to just think and see life from a different perspective, people see that. People in your circle see that. And once you begin to change, they either begin to resent you, dislike you, they're intimidated by you, and they don't want you to be better than them. And unfortunately, I experienced that. People that I would have thought and I would have been close friends with for years, having a really bonding relationship for years. Most of that is gone now. It is. It is what it is, man. And for me, I just don't have the patience or the time to beg anyone to be in my life. If you want to go, I always make sure that door is open. It's going to hurt me, but I'm going to get over it. I miss my home. I miss having my own space, but I got to move on. It's nothing I can do about it. But just know that this is something that I never want to experience again. And I have to just keep going. As you travel, you're going to see what you want and what you don't want. You're going to see what you like and what you dislike. And honestly, I feel like I really destroyed it because I had everything I've ever wanted. I had my own apartment. Prior to that, I was living with roommates, in California, Florida, New York. And then having my own apartment in Virginia, I was like, I love this. Come home, do anything I want, leave the house any way I want, and not have to ask for any permissions or having forcible conversations with anybody. It was amazing. And I've only had that experience for about 14 months. And there's times where I regret it, but it's hard for me to regret that decision because I have changed. And there is nothing in this world that would make me regret that decision. I really hope that this video gives you a sense of what you're looking for and what you plan to do for your life. It's nice to travel alone. It's nice to have that nomadic experience, or even living abroad. That's fun too. I met a lot of people who live abroad. It's a very interesting journey. Everyone's journey is different. Now, for me, it worked out very well in the beginning. And then after I realized I didn't want this, I wanted to go back to having my own place again. I literally had everything I wanted, and now I just threw that all away, and now I'm back to square one. Level 0, and on my way up again. I miss my place. I miss it so much. It makes me sad anytime I think about it. And I realize it is what it is. I learned so much about myself. I learned about making decisions impulsively wasn't really good. And I've really learned a lot about people. People that I thought were friends, relatives that I consider family to me. You really don't have anyone but yourself. And I realized that you know more about someone once your circumstances change. You understand that? If you've been the person that was the go-to person to help people, look out for them, show up, be there, and then when the roles reverse and you need someone to be there for you and you got nobody, you need to pay attention to that. You need to take that serious and take it personal. I'm not telling you this is not to say that you need to start behaving a certain way because people switch. But people have lives. People got their own life going on, their own issues and things going on, But if it's not a mutual relationship, you have to take that serious. And don't forget it. I ignored everything that was being shown in my face up until my circumstances changed. It's life, man. Sometimes I feel like I'm the black sheep, the chosen one. You may have the most difficult lives because we're here for a specific purpose. I'm still figuring out my purpose, But I hope this helps you. I'm not saying not to become a digital nomad. I always encourage people to do your research and think about if this is something you really want to do. I realized I love having my own home, and I gave that up to be a digital nomad because I didn't think I would come back. I didn't need to come back to the US, but unfortunately, I had to. And I realized, this life is not for me, and I have to live with that. So I hope you found this helpful, and tune in for more videos about the biggest lessons I've learned throughout this journey, honestly. You're going to change, and the people around you is going to change. Bye for now.